Lost Ark or World of Warcraft? Have I changed my mind? Why am I even considering Lost Ark versus WoW now that I said that I won't play it? Well, this is not the worst that can happen to a bored player, so in this video I wanted to express my second thoughts on Lost Ark, after I've had a chance to freshly compare it to the latest and greatest content from WoW team, patch 9.2. Also, before you ask me, what about your favorite Path of Exile, Gyro? Path of Exile is in a stale period of the league where not much is happening, guys and girls. The builds I wanted to try have been tried, and frankly, I didn't see much craving of PoE content from my audience either, judging by the numbers of views I've gotten on my latest couple of videos, so you can't blame me, unfortunately. So here I am, entertaining myself and trying to reconnect with my dispersed audience, talking about Lost Ark versus WoW. So firstly, why am I looking at Lost Ark again, other than being bored? What I've shared in my first impressions video about Lost Ark, I said in a nutshell that I won't play it because of a few things that are just not resonating with me very well. Specifically, including how Asian and the mobile gamey it felt, because of a lot of skills being available straight up, rather than offering us some sort of a learning curve, some sort of kind of process of progression, obtaining things at a slower and more rewarding pace. Because of how irrelevant also the trash mobs felt, how easy they were, and a few other elements that I don't want to list kind of in full length here. You can go watch that video if you're really interested in a retrospective view. As some of you at least noticed, I've gotten back into WoW for a month to check the latest patch 9.2 out and get flying. I had a couple of hours of fun, maybe 3 hours of fun all in all, and reached the shallow bottom of the content that they've offered their subscriber base very quickly. Now, one can fly in WoW, which makes the new zone, Zereth Mortis, slightly more enjoyable, as flight always did in WoW. But it's definitely not enough to keep a casual, non-raider player preoccupied in-game, especially if I have to pay for that privilege, because, let's not forget, there is about 20 bucks Australian per month subscription. So to sum this situation up, Path of Exile is a bit stale right now, at least in my opinion. WoW is the same old WoW with no innovation, yet another raid in 9.2, boring ass old story, and not much else is left on my personal shelf, aside from shooters such as Destiny 2, Division 2 and Borderlands, and I personally just don't feel like playing shooters right now. It's just a situation, so there's that. In these circumstances, I hope you understand now a little better why I decided to revisit Lost Ark. My neighbor plays Lost Ark quite seriously and enjoys it immensely, and I was like, look, maybe a free game that's clearly of pretty high quality, that's managed to grab so many players, has a little more to offer me, given that I don't have anything better to play anyway. What felt different this time in Lost Ark to me, given that yet again I haven't spent yet too much time in the game, only still unlocking some core systems such as rapport. Well, firstly, again, the level of detail, animations and even dialogue, even if it's a bit try-hard and over the top, but it still suggests a much higher grade product that I might have assessed Lost Ark as during my initial impressions video. Environments are not too bad, actually. They're not too bad, not as bad as I thought. Trash mobs are still largely irrelevant and a nuisance more than anything, but hardly a reason not to play. I haven't tried multiple classes yet, still playing a Gunner, and the Gunner, at least weapon handling, animations and skills are actually quite cool. I thought that they were quite cool straight up, running around as a skinny dude with a massive minigun, come on, who doesn't want to do that? I just thought that they did dump too many skills on a very fresh player, instead of teaching us one, then another, progressively, like the usual MMORPGs do. World of Warcraft does that, and maybe I'm just used to it that way. But I'm kind of getting used to all of this state of play kind of right now. I think so, anyway. I deliberately didn't research any best builds or whatever on YouTube for Lost Ark, because right now I am in exploration mode, where I'm okay to make mistakes, even if I have to reroll a character later. I honestly don't care. It's part of how I play and enjoy most new games. Most importantly, what I have to point out to you is that I'm actually having quite a bit of fun right now in Lost Ark. I know I've only have been back for like a couple of hours, but I am interested in a way, how the progression of the game goes, in what my character going to do next, and how my character does things, and other kind of things. Storyline is basic, but who cares, honestly? I play Path of Exile most of the time, and what? Storyline is super interesting? Firstly, no, it's not. And secondly, we, Path of Exile players, have lived through that story with every single alt that we roll, and I have so many of them. So I honestly can't complain, let's be honest here. In Lost Ark, the world is invaded by demons, hunting for mysterious tablets at first, that will help them find the location of this mysterious artifact called Ark. That's good enough for me. That's it. I don't need some complex Sylvanas redemption story or some Anduin, let's save Anduin, if it makes any sense to you, if you're a WoW player. In the meantime, I'll have to endure try-hard dialogue by some wimpy priest.
Finally, a priest with a little fight in them. My turn.
You'll pay for what you've done to these people!
Who turns out to be not really so wimpy at a certain point in time, chasing a demon dude around the gaming world. All of that kind of works for me. It fits into the picture. Yeah, it honestly does. I don't mind it. It's our typical fantasy world setting we expect from many similar gaming and movie worlds, I suppose, and I won't try to list them here because I'm not really trying to convince anyone in the fact that I am right. It's just how the game makes me feel, and I'm okay with that. All in all, it's way, way, way better than being bored in World of Warcraft Patch 9.2 and fly around collecting yet another chests with some currency from the ground. I honestly don't know if WoW team simply doesn't care how their unimaginative, boring content makes us feel, or if it's just honestly the best they can do, because that would be massively, massively disappointing. So to summarize this, my friends, if you are in a similar situation, being a bored gamer who wants to play something once in a while, I don't know, occasionally on an odd evening, but doesn't know really what, if Path of Exile is either not your thing, but doesn't do it for you right now, like it is not doing it for me somehow, and WoW Patch 9.2 makes you bored to tears, maybe Lost Ark isn't that bad, as a completely free entertainment for both of us for the time being. I'd never suggest that I've seen enough of Lost Ark and fell in love with the game to the extent that I will commit to a longer time in it, like I did with Final Fantasy XIV a while back, spending a few very, very awesome months in that game. Here I will just go with the flow, have some fun while it lasts. After all, they aren't charging us anything, the content is new, at least to me. Gameplay is actually quite fun as you start hitting early dungeons and the mobs actually start taking some of your health bar off if you're not careful. Can't see how it's worse as an option of spending some free time than being in WoW or Path of Exile for that matter. That's my position on this. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below the video. Have you tried Lost Ark? I know a lot of my viewers agreed with my previous video that it's too Asian and too mobile gamey. But mate, honestly, look around. What else is there to play that would be in a similar genre, wouldn't cost you a cent preferably, and won't bore you to absolute tears like WoW does for me at least right now? Let me know if you found something else. I always appreciate recommendations as well as a friendly exchange of opinions. Thank you for watching the video, like it if you liked it, and subscribe if you haven't already if you would like to stay tuned for my future gaming adventures, wherever those might take me. Talk to you next time. Bye for now.
So many tablet hunters these days.